Good morning, traders from each and every part of the world that you're joining this series of the Daily Morning Market Call from. My name is Kefa Eric, one of the market analysts here at HFM. HFM linking you to the global markets to access various financial assets. Now, today we are going to look at two key market trends which are quite interesting and see how to go about it in evaluating opportunities for possible profits. Number one, it's going to be on the sell-off that we noticed on indices, that is baskets of stocks based in the US, specifically US 100 and S&P 500. We saw Friday closing with a huge bearish Marabuzu candle, and how we can approach that context to move into the future, this being the last week of the second month of the year 2025, which reminds us that we have gotten to half of the first quarter of 2025, and how we're going to go about it into the future. Secondly, Germany is having their federal election that we could see here. Had the election yesterday, which was on 23rd of February 2025. Their federal election is a high impact. We see how this is going to affect the euro, which is the currency medium of exchange in that part of the world. And number two, German stocks and indices, particular German 40 or the DAX40 if you may like. Very nice. They are still tallying their elections. They are still tallying up the numbers. And remember, it was a flip election. A flip election happens where the government in power wants to seek fresh mandate of the people through their representatives and to elect members of the federal parliament, which they call in German dialect the Bundestag, or it's simply the constitutionally recognized parliament. And based on the results of these elections, we are going to see policy changes, either from the coalition of the parties in the previous government or the new government after they finish counting the tally. And also ECB, which is the European Central Bank, stances, will they change on interest rates to alter the economy of the European Union from a German perspective? And this election is particularly important because somebody would ask, hey Mr. Kefa, is the euro not used by up to 20 countries in Europe? And my answer would be yes, that's true. But it is important to understand that Germany, France, and Italy take up to 40% of the GDP of the European Union. So Germany is a front runner. It's among the first three to have a say in that particular political federation or regional integrated body called the Eurozone. All right. So based on that information, any results or aftermath is going to have an impact in the context of the financial market on the euro and the DAX40, all right, or the German 40 if you may like. All right, okay, so let's proceed. Good morning, Jeff, and good morning everybody. So you guys are still coming in. Very, very nice. Let's proceed. Before we proceed, I'd like to bring it to your attention that this is going to be a pre-recorded YouTube video, to mean that you could access this YouTube video at your own free time and convenient time by visiting YouTube and searching HFM Kenya. When you search HFM Kenya, you will see our page. Kindly like, subscribe, and click on the notification button. Share so that this content reaches more people, and it is our commitment as the HFM team that we shall be producing content from time to time that is user friendly and easy to understand and adapt, so that you are able to learn about the financial markets and shorten your learning curve to convert the knowledge into possible profit. Now, with that said, let's proceed to the charts. Very nice. This is the German 40. Let's first begin with the sell-off. Let's go to US 100 or the Nasdaq. This is the candle I was talking about. This is on the daily time frame. To mean this big candle on the downside is the bearish Marabuzu, and it may send signals to some traders to start looking for short position. The quick and most informed aspect about this is we rely on a higher time frame to see what is happening. So on a higher time frame, we see that we are heavily bullish. So the Marabuzu candle that we are experiencing on this lower time frame, we could consider it to be a bearish correction or pullback for continuation to the upside. All right. So it would be a risk on approach to start looking for sales in this context. All right. And if, what's this? The arrow. Unless this candle comes and print below this area of interest here at 21,122, would now start thinking the momentum has shifted from bullish to bearish. But as it stands now, bullish trades or long trades would be considered a risk off or less risky trades. A scenario that we are likely to see on S&P 500, also bearish candle. But when you look at the weekly time frame, we see that we are heavily bullish for many months. All right, would want to wait to see the probability of more bears coming into the market. Next push, more bears coming into the market by taking out the lows. But as it stands right now, long position on this particular indices would be considered a risk off approach. Right, going off to Berlin or Germany to look at the context of German related assets, directly related assets. We begin with German 40. Based on the election, perception of investors would be determined on the election results. When we have a party winning more positions in the Bundestag or the federal parliament that supports more company formations in that part of the world, which would tend to have more value on the euro, and also in terms of stocks and indices, when we have a party winning more position in the federal parliament or the Bundestag that is pro-business environment, of course, the earning reports on the German 40, which are 40 companies in Germany, public listed companies, would see German 40 tracing to the upside and continuation of this bullish trend. On the flip side, when we have a party that comes into power and is seemed not to be pro-business, for the stocks and indices, we'll possibly see it becoming bearish, because these are going to be the perceptions of investors in this context. So it's important to watch out, and we shall be talking about it into the week and seeing the effect play out on the real charts. And when I go to Euro USD, again, when we have a party which is pro-business to strengthen the euro, a party that is going to have positive stances on the ECB to improve the economic welfare of the Eurozone from a German front. We will see the Euro increasing its power by having favorable monetary policies, which would have Euro USD retrace to the upside, like we are noticing the attempts it's trying to make right now because of a slightly weakening dollars. The reason I say I use the word slightly is the dominance of the dollar compared to her peers is to allow us as traders and investors to be very keen when trading major pairs. Those are pairs with the US dollar, having in mind that the dominance of the US dollar would tend to topple over her peers. All right. So yes, we are monitoring other pairs, in this context, the euro against the dollar, but we are giving much more attention to the US dollar, having in mind that its dominance in geopolitical affairs is very strong to give us a much more risk-off approach when approaching the market. And of late, we have been getting mixed signals from the economies of the United States, and we are going to be talking about it into the future. So as a disclaimer, this by any chance it's not financial advice. This is purely meant for educational purposes. It's important to do your due diligence and observe risk management. And in the instance this is your first time to interact with the financial market, attempt to get back to your mentor who has led you to this chat box using the link to the daily morning market call. Tell them to help you open an account. It's completely for free, or visit hfm.com, attempt to register for an account, and when you click registration and fill in your details, in case you have a hurdle in account establishment, our experts will get in touch with you to help you adjust on that. Until tomorrow, the same place, the same time, to do things the same way that has proven consistently profitable. God bless and take care. Thank you.